A risk assessment is only useful if it's tied to the actual chemical, the actual job, and the actual location where that chemical gets used. A generic risk rating sitting in a spreadsheet doesn't tell you if acetone in your solvents room is being handled safely today. That's the gap. SDS Manager's risk assessment tool is built to close, tying the rating directly to the product, the job, and the location, so it reflects what's actually happening on your floor, not a number copied from a template. Here's how to conduct a risk assessment with SDS Manager, step by step. Step 1. Select the product and job procedure. Every risk assessment starts with a specific product tied to a specific job procedure. You pick the chemical, in this case acetone from CW Brands Pty Ltd, and attach it to the task it's actually used for, not just the chemical in isolation. This matters because the same chemical can carry different risks depending on the job. Pouring acetone into a small container is a different risk profile than using it to clean a large surface area in an enclosed space. Step 2. Confirm the location. Next, you assign the location where that job happens, in this case, the solvents room. The system pulls in the SDS revision date automatically, so you're always assessing against the current version of the safety datasheet, not an outdated one sitting in a binder. Location matters here too. The same chemical stored or used in a well-ventilated area carries a different risk than the same chemical in a confined space. Step 3. Score the initial risk rating. Now you score the risk before any controls are applied, across 3 categories: health, safety, and environmental, or H, S, and E. This is your baseline. It reflects the risk the chemical and the task carry on their own, using the hazard information already pulled from the SDS, like acetone's flammability and eye irritation hazards. This step gives you an honest starting point. If you skip straight to, "We have PPE, so we're fine," you lose the ability to show what the actual hazard level was before any controls were in place. Step 4. Apply controls and score. The risk again. Once you've identified the hazards, you apply controls: PPE ventilation, storage segregation, training, whatever is appropriate for that specific job and chemical. Then you score the risk rating again, this time after those controls are applied, across the same H, S, and E categories. The gap between your initial rating and your after controls rating is the actual value your controls are providing. If that gap is small, it's a sign your controls aren't doing enough, and the job needs a different approach, not just a lower number on paper. Step 5. Assess storage risk separately. Beyond how the chemical is used, SDS Manager also tracks storage risk after controls, scored separately across safety and environmental categories. Storage risk isn't the same as handling risk. A chemical might be low risk when someone's actively using it with the right PPE, but still carry real risk sitting on a shelf next to an incompatible material. Step 6. Route for approval and track document status. Once the assessment is filled out, it moves into a document status workflow. The person who created it is on record, and the assessment needs to be approved before it's considered final. Nothing skips that step silently. This creates accountability. You can always see who built the assessment, whether it's been approved, and when it was last reviewed, instead of a risk assessment that exists as a static document nobody's checked in a year. A risk assessment isn't valuable because it exists. It's valuable because it's specific to the chemical, the job, the location, and it shows the real difference your controls are making. When your risk ratings, your SDS data, and your approval workflow all live in one system, you're not guessing whether your risk assessments are current. You already know. To see how this works, check out SDS Manager. Because a risk assessment that lives inside your SDS platform doesn't just get filled out once and forgotten. It stays connected to the actual safety datasheet, updates when that SDS changes, and shows a clear before and after picture of your controls, all in the same place you're already managing your chemical inventory.